This is Kun Cassis for IFLTV. We're at Clay here in Canary Wharf. Be honest, did you know what Clay was before they asked you to come out?
I had no idea. I didn't even know where I was going. I was just following the instructions. I got it. I was like, cool.
You were the first one though. Started like aiming those rifles, etc., etc. I'm not saying you've done that before at all, but I thought it was going to be outdoor with actual clay pigeons.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It's all virtual
Yeah.
here in the middle of Canary Wharf. But you look like you did all right.
Yeah, no, I thought it was going to be outdoors. When I came in, I was a bit confused, but I was just someone like, everyone's here, look, let's just crack on and start playing. Do you know what I mean? Like, why not?
Moses was a bit wary about doing it, but I think he got involved in it and he was doing well as well. So, yeah, all good. How are you, first of all?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Thanks, man. Yourself?
All good, mate. All good. Fight news?
Not yet. Hopefully soon, though, in the next couple of weeks, hopefully we have an idea of what we could have and where it could be and when and stuff like that, yeah.
I'm not saying you're at the stage where you need rounds. You've only done, less than 4 rounds in your last 2 fights, etc. So I'm assuming you're eager to get out now.
Yeah, I am. I still feel quite fresh. Had a bit of time off, only like 10 days off the gym, and I'm back in the gym. So I'm training, I'm in the gym, and it would be nice to get out one more time, this year.
Who's the perfect next opponent for you? If you could pick it, if I coach you, you can fight anyone in the world right now. Let's pretend I'm Coogan Al Sheikh, right? Just pretend, right? You can have anyone you want.
I mean, there's 3, unrealistically, only because of, positions and how it's hard to get. I think I'd like a Yannick rematch or Chris Eubank Jr., but Chris Eubank Jr. doesn't really want to have real fights like that without being disrespectful. But realistically, I'd like Hamzah next.
Right, well, listen, this leads me on to what I was going to say. I was just obviously spoke to Frank Warren there, and obviously Frank loves to talk about Eubank. He was kind of a pioneer for this fight with Sheeraz and Eubank, obviously, which didn't materialise. But he said in my interview there that, he wants Eubank to fight either Hamzah or yourself. Let's talk about Janibek, because Janibek for me is like one of these people that I always thought that no one wants to fight, right? Yeah. He's one of them fighters that the risk of fighting Janibek is so high, like unless you're getting rewarded for it, why would you fight Janibek? Yeah. But yourself, and obviously fair play to Danny Dignam as well, you're one of your kind of previous conquests that got in the ring with Janibek. Eubank and Janibek, that was spoken about. What do you think about that situation that fight didn't happen, obviously, with Eubank and Janibek?
Like I said, he doesn't really want to be in real fights. He just wants to earn money. And right, listen, go do your thing, but don't be lying to the people and talking about you want to be a world champion and you want to do this and you want to do that when everything you're doing says anything but that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even when you're asking him about who he wants next, he's talking about Conor Ben, Terence Crawford, 2 guys that aren't in his weight category. Talking about Canelo, who's also not a middleweight, he's the weight above. Billy Joe, who hasn't fought for however many years, he's been retired. Probably since, you know what I'm saying? Kell Brook, you're talking about guys that will generate money, but not necessarily give you the accolades you need or take you where you want to be and being a world champion. So I think it's all fake. It's all, you know what I'm saying? It's all smoke and mirrors. But look, he's earning big money and good luck to him, but he doesn't really want to be in a real fight, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I will say, obviously, Eubank off the back of kind of that night he had, whenever that was, against Liam Smith, the first fight, he came back and put that kind of that wrong, in his opinion, right. But now, obviously, he's fighting Zerameta on this Saudi card coming up. No disrespect to Zerameta, but we did expect kind of possibly what we would perceive as fans as a better opponent. And that's no disrespect to his opponent. Yeah. But, yeah, Eubank against yourself, Eubank against Sheeraz, would see any one of them.
Yeah, 100%. Like you were saying, with this, what's his name, Zerameta?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. He was European champion. His 2 biggest fights were against Golovkin and Munguia. He got stopped by both. I think Eubank's looking at that thinking, yeah, I can get this guy out of there. But if you look at it, he got offered Canelo, didn't want to fight because he's saying he wouldn't have been ready, whatever. That's probably due to lifestyle choices. He's probably not in the gym and stuff like that. Cool, we can appreciate that. But then you look at Zerameta and you're thinking, someone like Zerameta, they're probably getting paid a lot of money for, so you're going to take him. But he's no more a bigger name than I am myself. Not a bigger name than Hamzah, especially in the UK. Those are 2 fights that you could have took, and that would have been a great night of boxing in the UK for 2 domestic opponents going at it. the current, present, and the future coming through, or whatever, however you want to pull it. He don't want to take those fights, so because he feels like they're harder fights than Zeramata. Not because he doesn't know who we are or this, that. He thinks they're harder fights than Zeramata, and I guess I could take that as a compliment. So I'm not really too fussed about that, but I know where he is in his career and the type of fights he wants. So I'm happy I ended up being put together, and if it can get made, all well and good, but I'm chasing real fights, real possibilities.
I pronounce his name Zeramat. I hope that's right, because like you mentioned him 5 times in about 2 minutes. I was like thinking, I hope I pronounced his name correctly.
I was calling him Camille and all the other interviews. That's the easy name to go about. Yeah.
Best thing to do. Let me throw something out there.
Yeah.
Is a Felix Cash rematch pender in your thoughts any time?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Because he's got a win over me. But I mean, with Felix Cash, I mean, how he's been performing lately is I just feel like he's not producing the performances that are gonna generate, an interesting fight apart from the fact that he beat me before. Do you know what I'm saying? But I kept saying I need him to keep doing well. So when we rematch, it makes sense to me. But the decline he's been on, it's just a fight that doesn't really interest me as much no more. But I would take it just because of the fact that I want to get that win back. Yeah.
But I think, like I said, obviously off the back of your last 2 performances, you're kind of in the mix for a lot of these fights now. I remember interviewing you after your 3rd or 4th fight. I can't remember where it was. Where was it? Roy Albert Hall. I was gonna say Roy Albert Hall. I was out. I do remember. But yeah, you've come a kind of long way since then. You've been in some tough fights. It hasn't always gone your way, but you're in the mix now, which is most important. Yeah, no, I'm I wish I'd won all the fights that I'd had, but some of them are character building, and it makes you question yourself and make you realise, do you want to do this? How hard you have to work, and think about your situation. So, I can't say I regret anything I've done, and like you said, I've come a long way, and I'm proud of the route I've taken to get here. It shows, I've got here the hard way. I wasn't back to be the next big thing or the promoter's favourite or none of those things. I come from small shows, got to deal with Frank. He took a chance on me, which I'm more than grateful for, and I think I've proved my worth. And now I'm at a stage where I'm in a position where I'm one win away from possibly changing my life. So I'm grateful for the position I'm in, and I'm willing to just keep going. Well, listen, absolute good luck to you, because you have done things not the easy way all the way through your career, and I think it's not going to get easier as kind of you go into that part of your career. So, but that's why you're on the game for. Yeah, no, 100%, man. I wouldn't change it for the world anyway. Absolutely. Let me just ask you finally, just an opinion about next week's card. Obviously, there's a lot of good fights on that card. Outside of Adrian Dubois, you give your opinion about that, but which fight on that card are you most looking forward to? As a fan, I'm going to say, who's the co-main? We've got Smith and Kelly. Oh, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Boatsy and Willie Hutchinson the most still. Because Willie Hutchinson kind of shocked me in his last performance. I knew he was good enough, but I didn't think he'd beat Craig. Thought the way Craig had been in previous performances, I kind of judged it based off that. But listen, he beat him convincingly, he beat him well, and he deserves his shot at where he is now. But I think that's the fight I'm looking forward to. I want to see how he holds up against Josh, and if Josh can tackle his awkwardness and all them things there. So good. It's going to be a great night next week. And Adrian Dubois, just your opinion on that? Yeah, man. I mean, I've got my opinion on that is very long or whatever, but. It's so awkward. I'll tell you what's really awkward here is asking Queensbury fighters about who wins that Adrian Dubois, because obviously you can't really go against the Queensbury fighter, but you might have your own thoughts, so I'm just giving you an out here. No, 100. I mean, look, I've been an AJ fan from he jumped in the scene, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's done wonders for British boxing. I think he's opened the doors for all of us fighters to be where we are today. I mean, before AJ, how many big shows were they? How many fighters were getting paid? Were they getting paid in opportunities and stuff? Like, British boxing's been on a high ever since he came in the game, but Dubois dangerous, man. Like, I was in the gym with him for however long, I think first 3-4 years of his career, and I've seen him sleep guys in sparring like mad. So, but as an AJ fan, it would be hard to see AJ lose. I want him in the game for as long as he can be in the game. So, yeah. I think you answered that quite diplomatically, so we'll leave it there. Denzel, thank you very much for talking to IFLTV. We look forward to kind of when you announce your next fight. But yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. Yeah, and I've told him. He's just told. He wants Eubank. He wants Eubank. Yeah. We want Eubank.
Yeah.
Frank just said Eubank don't want him. That was Frank Warren's comments.
He's going to end
just
up
let you know.
what's the misfits things before he fights any one of us. So that's where he is, isn't it?
Denzel, thank you very much for talking to IFLTV, and we'll catch up with you probably next week.
Nice one. Thank you.